Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Sydney. I am the car mixologist on Instagram, and this is Auto Mixology, my brand new shop. We just moved in, it's empty. Don't worry about that right now. You're not here for that. You're here to know if the in-person rep courses are worth it. Short answer, yes. 1000%, yes. Long answer, that's what you're here for. So, you wanna know if you need to invest in a in-person 3-day wrap course for $1,500 to $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000, right? And obviously that ticket is high. I've told people that, hey, I did this course, and they're like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I'm like, because I value my education at the end of the day. When you pay attention. The more you pay, the more attention you pay. And when it comes to learning high ticket skills, you want to learn from the best. You want to learn, you want to be in person, and you want to learn from people who have been in the business for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And they teach really well. And they tell you what works, what doesn't work, their tips and tricks, what pisses them off, what doesn't piss them off, what makes life easier, everything. In a essentially 24-hour long course for $1,500. And basically when I was living in Vegas, I drove out to LA and I went to the LA Wrap and Tint School. Yeah, LA Wrap and Tint School, and I took their course 3 years ago. After I was done, I was essentially ready to wrap a whole car by myself. It's a perfect narrow. But basically, from that course, I was able to, now, keep in mind my cuts weren't the best, but on the outside, they look good. The edges, they look good. There was no wrinkles, there was no tears, nothing. A hood was done, or I was able to do well. The hood, the fenders, the roof, the doors, the door handles, pretty much everything except for bumpers and side skirts, because side skirts, I was outside and laying on the ground was hard, okay? I was outside outside in Vegas. It was not the cleanest. I was doing it in a parking lot of my apartment. And so bumpers, I didn't know how to properly do inlays, or I forgot. They taught me how to do inlays, but I forgot to do it on this car. And then I rushed it because I was selling it. So it was fine. But aside from that, basically I could do the whole car very well for only having done a 3-day course. I knew the basics well enough to get everything except for bumpers and side skirts. And if I would have taken those 3 days and went to a shop and wanted to like work underneath somebody and work there, they would have paired me with somebody to do the bumpers and whatnot while I got comfortable with that. But I could do doors, door handles, mirrors, hoods, roofs, fenders. I could do all of that by myself well after a 3-day course. And I don't know many other things that you could do after just a 3-day course that well, just knowing the basics. So essentially, the pros obviously are you learn from people who have been in the business forever. You learn their tips and tricks, and you learn the shortcuts, right? So you learn all of that in 3 days to be able to go wrap a whole car by yourself afterwards. The cons obviously are the price. Like $1,500 is a lot. That's a rent payment. That's a car payment. That's like 3 car payments. It's a lot. But if you think about the return on investment, average car wraps, like just for a car, 2 to 4 door, is $3,000 to $3,500. So after a roll of vinyl costs $800. You're bringing in about $2,200 to $2,700 is what you're bringing in after the cost of the rep. You pay for the cost of the course and you still profit off of just one rep, right? So the return on investment of knowing and going to a rap course is insane. Now, YouTube University and these month-to-month classes, or like these month-to-month online classes with videos, I still, obviously, I invest in the month-to-month subscriptions and YouTube University. But I do that as, one, YouTube is more of entertainment while I'm rapping, and two, the month-to-month videos are more like, hey, I have this really tough bumper, how do I do it? Where like I know the basics, right? But this one's just a little different. How does a professional do it? For example, 2 weeks ago I had a challenger in the shop, and everybody knows the bumpers are extremely hard. They curve really, really quickly. So I looked up CK Raps' videos. This one was just on YouTube. He has his entire bumper rap on how to rap a challenger bumper on YouTube. That's what I would use it for. I would use it for entertainment. I would use it for learning how to rap just one piece after you know like the details, but this one's just like a little different, a little bit more difficult. I would watch them and learn, but obviously you already have the basics down. And I would also use YouTube University and the free videos and like Instagram and TikTok to see if you even like the idea of rapping. Everybody knows it's tedious, it's time consuming, it's hard on your body. You are bending and you are sitting and you are standing in very awkward positions, right? So like when you're cutting down there and you're sitting on here, you're quite literally like this, trying to like get the cut. It's very taxing on your body. It's very time consuming. If you don't have a steady hand, this might not be for you. Like, watch YouTube University to see if you even like it before you invest in the course. Then use the month-to-month rap classes and like rap videos online to kind of hone your skills and learn how to do different things. That's what I would use it for. But I would still 100% start with the rap course in person and learn from people. Invest in yourself. I'm just going to reiterate, when you pay attention, and the more you pay, the more you pay attention. And it's so critical for high ticket and high income skills to pay and pay attention. Because anybody can teach you free game, but it'll go in one ear and out the other because you're not paying. So like, yeah, you may pay attention for a little bit, but you don't really care. You have nothing invested in it. You like, somebody taught you for like a day, you were watching somebody rap, they were giving you some pointers. Nothing comes of it because you didn't pay. So not only are you paying more attention, but you actually want to hone your skills and you want to put the $1,500 to use because you already paid. Now you have to get, the only way you can't get any return on your investment is if you go to the class and do nothing. Do nothing afterwards. Not even that. You go to the class, you don't ask any questions, you don't participate, you already paid, but you don't participate, you don't ask questions, and then you leave and then you do nothing with it. That's the only way that you will not get a return on investment. But obviously, if you pay $1,500 to $2,000 on a class, you're going to go in there, you're going to be ready, you're going to have eaten, you're gonna have slept well, you're gonna have wanting to pay attention, like you're locked in, okay? Locked in. Then you get as much out of it as you can, you ask as many questions as you can, and you're a sponge. You take in all of that information, and then you leave the class, and now you're like, I got $1,500 worth of information. What can I rap? And that's exactly what I did. I went and I found myself a project car on Facebook Marketplace. I went and bought myself a 350Z. I either had it before. No, I had it before I went to the class. I'm like, what color am I rapping this? Good. And that was how I honed my skills. I rapped my 350Z in iridescent gray. And then I sold it right afterwards. There's a horrible wrap, and that's a lie. There's a horrible bumper wrap, but the rest of it was great. So that's why I highly recommend paying for these high-end skills. Because if you pay and you invest in your education, the learning curve is just so much shorter. And the amount of time it takes for you to implement and be ready to offer the service is just so much shorter. And to me, that is just so much more valuable. I don't care how much I have to spend on my education. If I can offer it the day after I learn, I will jump on that opportunity. It's so much more valuable to me to like put some money down for education, learn it in a weekend, implement it the next day, and start bringing in money. Rather than 2 months from now, maybe bringing in money, maybe having the tools down, maybe having the basics down, maybe have bought my first roll of wrap. Maybe. It's a no-brainer to me. At the end of the day, yes, I know it's an investment. It's rent, it's car payment, it's multiple car payments, it's groceries. I understand that. But if you have it, if you're considering it, if you're wondering if it's worth it, it is. It is. Because everything I've learned from that class, I've implemented, and I've maybe watched some videos, but I haven't really like studied online videos. Everything I've learned and implemented, and you see behind me in the shop that you see, I have essentially learned from my 3-day class at the end of the day. But yes, I hope this answers the is it worth it question in your brain. I know I answered it in my brain. I hope I answered it in your brain. But anyways, my name is Sydney. I am the car mixologist. You can find me at the car mixologist on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. And Auto Mixology is my shop. This is the brand new one. We moved in 5 days ago. It's the 6 days ago. So this is Auto Mixology. This is the start. Stay tuned to this channel to see what we do, what we furnish, how we furnish. I'm excited. Follow Auto Mixology. Follow the car mixologist. Stay tuned for behind the scenes videos and more questions answered. I want to make a series of business questions. If you have business questions and have questions and is it worth it questions and what do you need questions, please put them in the comments because I will check them all. I will add them to my notebook and I will answer them at some point. If you want to watch the behind the scenes of me putting together this whole shop, if you want to follow my journey, the behind the scenes, or if you want to see what projects we're doing, go follow them on Instagram and Threads and TikTok.